I've worked with so many home care agency owners like yourself, and I hear it all the time. If I just do more marketing, work more hours, and take on more clients, then I'll finally make more money. But let me tell you, chasing after more is exactly why you're feeling exhausted, underpaid, and stuck in a cash flow nightmare. Let me show you the hidden leaks that were draining my clients' profits and exactly how to plug them so you can stop surviving and start thriving. So here's the problem every home care agency owner missed. I had this client, she made a little over $2 million in revenue a year. Now, this may sound mighty impressive on paper, right? Until I actually dug deeper into her numbers with my financial assessment. I showed her what was really happening within her business. I showed her that a staggering $1.4 million was already gobbled up by her payroll expenses. That's 70% of her revenue gone. It was leaving her drowning in debt and forcing her to pull from business funds and actually take out loans. When your cash reserves or savings are being eaten away, it holds back your growth and even puts your payroll at risk. And here's the kicker. When you see that $1.4 million vanish into payroll costs, you start chasing more clients, more hours, more marketing to fill the gap. But the truth is, when you add new clients to a broken business model, one where your pricing doesn't cover your costs, you set off a chain reaction of problems. It's like a slow financial bleed where each new client ends up costing you money instead of you earning it. Think of it as a row of dominoes, with the first domino being underpricing, knocking down everything else. The real issue isn't that you don't have enough clients, it's that there's a leak within your profits and you never knew about it. And trust me, it's not the only leak out there. So now that you've seen how $1.4 million of my client's revenue was swallowed up by payroll costs, let's take a closer look at another eye-opening number that I showed her. Okay, so the so-called $600,000 profit she thought she had wasn't really her profit at all. It was an illusion hiding behind an even deeper financial problem. So here's the true cost. Let's break it down together so we can really see what's happening behind those numbers. Her caregiver turnover was $60,000 per year. This cost came from losing 15 of her caregivers that year. Every time one left, she wasn't just saying goodbye, she was roughly spending $4,000 on recruiting, training, and the lost productivity that came from them leaving. Her client churn losses were $150,000 that year. When turnover impacts care quality, about 5 clients decided that, hey, they was going to leave. And that's roughly $30,000 in lost revenue per client. Her rent, taxes, and other operational expenses cost another $300,000, which is about 15% of her revenue. So after payroll took 70%, which was $1.4 million, caregiver turnover and client churn took an additional 10%, which is an additional $210,000, and then rent, taxes, and her operational expenses took 15%, which is an additional $300,000. She was only left with $90,000, which is 4.5% of her revenue, not even 5%. Now, let's not forget that she needed to pay herself at least $200,000 per year. But as you can see, she only had $90,000 left. So she ended the year in the red by $110,000. And remember, as she went through each month paying herself, she wasn't watching what was really going into and out of the business. Instead of enjoying the fruits of her hard labor, she actually ended up losing money. Now listen, this breakdown tells us a very important truth. When you rely on past success and expecting that just more will fix things isn't working, we've got to face these problems head on and change the way things have always been done if we want real, sustainable profit. It's time to stop living in the past and start addressing these issues and hidden costs so your hard work finally pays off the way that it should. Now, I know what you may be thinking. If she pushed her caregivers to work longer hours, it might fix her cash flow issues. But here's the truth. More hours don't make up for underpricing. They only deepen the problems you have. When you overwork your caregivers, things like this happen. They burn out. When your team is stretched too thin, they get exhausted and eventually they quit. Your clients notice overworked caregivers can't maintain the level of care your clients actually deserve. When things start to slip, clients actually leave. The costly replacements, suddenly you're spending thousands on marketing and recruiting just to replace them, and that makes your profit hole even deeper. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. You're just pouring faster, but nothing sticks. So ask yourself, why are you really pushing your caregivers so hard? It's because the rates your clients pay don't cover everything. They don't pay for fair wages that keep your team happy. They don't allow you to invest in the tools that make their job actually easier, and they leave you with barely enough to take home a proper paycheck. The hours trap isn't the real issue. It's just a symptom. Your business has been set up to chase quantity over quality, and that's where everything starts to unravel, like how my client once was before we actually helped her transform her business within 9 months of working with me. So now that you see how overworking your team creates a vicious cycle of burnout and turnover, let's talk about another area that can trap you in this endless loop. Your marketing strategy. Why would you recommend this kind of support to others?
Oh, that's the easy one. You've come in and you've brought a whole different perspective of the business to light for me. So you were able to come in and see my blind spots, things that I wasn't seeing. I'm so focused, as I said before, on providing the care to my clients that the financial side of it, I hate to say it, but it's not where I got really.
You hate it, huh?
Yeah.
Last month, I spoke with a home care owner who was paying out $4,000 every month on marketing and thought it would solve all his problems. I saw with my financial assessment that after 6 months, he had not a penny in profit. Worse yet, when I looked at his numbers, the clients he landed were paying rates so low that every hour of care actually cost him more money. That was over $24,000 gone, all because he didn't understand the real issues that were plaguing his business. Here's the hard truth. When you're spending money on marketing that targets the wrong families looking for the cheapest option, you're not growing your business. You're just burning through cash. These clients come with hidden baggage. They drain your profit. The low rates they pay don't even cover your costs. They overwhelm your team. How do they do this? The extra work puts stress on your caregivers, speeding up your turnover. And they also trap you in a vicious cycle. So more spending on marketing just leads to more losses, and the cycle only gets worse because underpricing forces you into a never-ending cycle. More clients, more hours equals more stress while your actual profit vanishes. And that's not even the whole story. Every business has its unique challenges. You'll never know these leaks until you take a close look. Listen, I know how frustrating it can be. You're pouring your heart into your business, yet your hard-earned revenue is slipping away into your payroll, turnover, and other hidden costs. I've helped home care owners just like you break that cycle. Imagine having a clear picture of your finances, pinpointing exactly where the money's leaking and getting a tailored plan to fix it all. So you can finally stop chasing more and start building a sustainable, profitable business. Let's talk. There's no pressure at all. It's just a genuine conversation about you, your business, and how I can help you. Book your call with me today, and I'll show you how to turn your numbers around. This could be the game changer that you've been waiting for. Click the link below. See you soon.